It's not just about saying yes to the design of the dress or its fitting, but how it makes you feel. Getting the perfect wedding dress can be very emotional and expensive. They say wedding dresses have the power to make you feel like a princess, and if it's perfect, you'd know. But how much are you willing to pay to look perfect for your special day? We have wedding dress expert Idem of Elizabeth and Lace Bridals to tell us everything we need to know about wedding dresses and expenses. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Wumi Tuashe. I'm a style blogger and a content creator. You can have anything, honestly, as long as you can afford it. The more luxurious, the better for you.
It depends on what kind of wedding dress. If it's a designer wedding dress, then it'll probably cost millions.
My wedding dress would be really, really expensive because it's my wedding day.
Well, I think an ideal cost for a wedding dress should be about probably 2.5 million thereabouts. I don't know. Yeah, should be around that.
Why should a bride spend so much money on a dress for a day? So it's not just the dress, first of all, and it's not just any day. So the wedding day is like a very special day for most women. Most people think about their wedding day like right from when they're young, even before they have the groom. So the wedding day is a very special day, and that's the day that all the attention will be on the bride, and that's the day she gets to marry her Prince Charming, in quotes. So a lot goes into the creation of a wedding dress. So a wedding dress is not just a normal dress. In terms of fabric, in terms of style, in terms of the dressmaking process, all these are different from a normal dress. And also the fabrics used in making wedding dresses are quite expensive. And they're different fabrics from normal everyday fabrics. So we're talking of lace, organza, tulle, French lace, beaded lace, embroidered lace. These are all different types of fabrics used in making wedding dresses. And also the design process of wedding dresses is different. So it's like every bride is unique. So especially for custom-made dresses, so a lot of design and a lot of thought process goes into creating a dress. And then sometimes these dresses are handcrafted. So there's beading, intricate beading done individually by hand and sewing by hand, which takes a long time. And I believe that these are one of the reasons why the wedding dress costs a bit more than normal dresses.
My name is Hadrat. I'm a model style influencer. A wedding dress, it should be luxury, like 450, 500,000.
It depends on the style and the designer. If you want designers, then it's going to be expensive, maybe from like $1,000 to $4,000 and above. But if you want a cute wedding dress, but not designers, maybe from AliExpress, so you can get it for about $100, $200 and thereabout.
Everybody has their own choice, and you have to cut your coat according to your size now. So I just think it all depends on individual. You don't have to go extra mile to just make your wedding classy. At the end of the day, your bank accounts go red just because you want to please people. Please yourself, and then enjoy your home, your marriage, and not people, because they won't be there for you. I could go over $1 million if that's what it would cost me to get the perfect wedding dress.
Actually, it has to do with the quality. I mean, there are some for high end, there are some for middle classes, and then there should be some for the lower classes. So it's a function of what the designer had put into making the particular dress. But if I should give a figure for a mid-class wedding dress, kind of, I should be giving it around 40 to 60K. Yeah, for a decent wedding dress. Yeah.
There's no ideal price to pay for a dress. I believe everyone has a budget, and there's a dress for every bride. So it really depends on knowing what you want, knowing the look you're going for, and also kind of sticking to your budget and your style. So there's no ideal price to pay.
A wedding dress is quite expensive. It depends on the designer, and it's very, very expensive. To me, I think it can be cost 1,500,000, 200,000, even 100,000, 15,000. It depends on the designer, seriously.
It depends on who is making it, because fabrics are different. designers too are different. There is a prospect to everything. So I feel, for me, I think $1 million dress is not too bad for a wedding. It's something you do once in a lifetime.
Okay, to rent, it can be from 120. To buy, it depends on the style. So you can start from 50 anyways, to rent or to buy, depending on the style. Yeah.
I had a bride, after our consultation, we decided on a dress style and a dress fabric. And that was and we done the sketch and everything for the dress. But I think with social media influence, she kept seeing different styles and she kept changing her mind. But I indulged her a little bit. But eventually, we still went back to her initial choice because we kept going over the different options and the different choices she was seeing. And I just kind of reminded her of the look she was going for. I reminded her of her style. I reminded her of the reasons why she picked the first dress. And yeah, eventually we just ended up going back to the first choice. Most people end up with the first choice, like it's just distractions. And I kind of explained this to the brides so they know that, there'll be you keep seeing thousands and thousands of pictures before your wedding day. But once you're firm, once you love your dress, once you love the style, once you love the fabric, just close your eyes to Instagram or close your Instagram accounts until your wedding day.
I think ideally is subjective. It really relates to the bride's budget, the bride's preference. So I don't think we should actually put a price to what an ideal wedding dress is. It all depends on what you can afford or what you decide to spend at a particular time. Some people are not spenders, but when it comes to their wedding, they probably put in so much savings over the years for it, so they're ready to splurge when the time is right.
I think the ideal cost for a wedding dress should be 100,000 naira. For rental, should be 50,000 naira, thereabouts.
A wedding dress, let's say the ideal cost could be 200,000. Then if you're renting it, probably 80,000.
250 is fine. I think if you want something good, at least from 250, yes.
Okay, so the wedding dress shopping process at Elizabeth and Lace Bridal starts with an email. So first of all, I get an email from clients, potential brides, saying, I want a wedding dress, how do I go about it? So we respond to the email and we have a process where you give us a few details about yourself. The bride gives us information about herself. So she tells us about her budget, her preferred dress silhouette, so if she wants a ball dress or she wants a mermaid dress, and her wedding date. So from then we kind of schedule an appointment based on the information we've received. So once the bride comes in, she tries on different dresses to kind of figure out the best silhouette for her body type. And then we take it from there.
It depends on what kind of dress you're making. You're making a satin, you're making a ball dress kind of dress, wedding dress. I think it should go about 150. But I made one for a client for about 80,000 there. A two-piece, yeah. It was fantastic, but ridiculously charging people. I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to put names to it, but then we just all have to be reasonable with the prices and all. But it's a wedding, you only have it once, so you just want to spend all out. But it's okay, it should be about 150, thereabout.
I really think it depends on what you want. There's no ideal price. It just depends on the design, the style, and the designer. If you want it made in Nigeria, I think you can get it from like maybe 100 or so. But I'm not sure. Really, like I said, it depends on where you're getting it from and what you want.
How much should a wedding dress cost? Honestly, I don't want to say anything outrageous or anything below price because I've never been married before and I've never really helped organize a wedding, so I don't really know. Maybe $4,000 at least.
What determines the cost of a wedding dress? So a lot of factors go into determine the cost of a dress. So first of all is the style of the dress. Second of all is the fabric. Third is the detail. For example, some people want a lace dress, so lace from all over the dress, so from the top to the bottom. That costs a lot because lace is quite expensive. While some people would have lace just in different areas or from the shoulders to the knee. So also in terms of style, depends on volume. So some people want really, really long dresses. Obviously, that's extra fabric, and that will cost more as well. Some people want stones, embellishments, Swarovski crystals on their dress. That also would add to the cost of a dress. So like all these different factors determine how much a dress will cost. So style, the fabric, and the volume of the dress kind of determines the cost of a dress.
Roughly depends on the couple's budget. So if you're looking for a very expensive wedding dress, then you can go for high-end brands. But if you're on a budget, then you can always find something that suits within your budget, basically. So roughly, I don't know, I have no idea. In Naira or in dollars or in pounds? Well, for me, I'll probably buy a dress. Depending on the quality, I don't know, like it can be 600 to 1 million above, because I feel like I'm pretty detailed about what I want as a bride. So I feel like my budget should be around that area. Obviously, if my husband is rich, and obviously if I am rich by the time I get married, then yeah, I should be able to afford my dream wedding dress.
You can't ask me how much a wedding dress costs. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, on one hand, it's like the most important, like very important day of your life, and then so you should probably splurge on it. On the other hand, you're only going to wear it once, so I don't know. Somewhere between ridiculous and just enough.
I don't know. I think the most I could probably spend on my wedding dress, I don't know how much they cost, but if I had anything above 250K, I'll be a bit worried, to be honest.
So the 5 things a bride should look out for before choosing a dress. The first is the budget. So she needs to really kind of have a figure that she can't go above. So she needs to know how much she's willing to spend on her dress. The second is her personal style. So she needs to be aware of her personal style, what she likes, what she doesn't like, you know, what she's comfortable with. And the third one is comfort. So most people look at the style of a dress and go by that, but some people forget that they have to dance in the dress, they have to sit in the dress, they have to spend, you know, minutes standing, you know, so they need to be comfortable in the dress. It's not just about how the dress looks, it's about how they feel in the dress. And you don't want to be uncomfortable on your wedding day. So I believe comfort is really, really important when choosing a dress. So it's also important to try on, you know, your potential dress and to make sure you're comfortable with the style, with moving, walking, especially sitting. That's important. The third is your body type. So you might see a dress on a model, it might look amazing, but you might look different from the model. You know, you might have a different body type. So the dress might not be the right dress for you. So it's also good to kind of take things like that into consideration, your height, so your overall body type. So there are, you know, different styles that flatter the different body types. So it's very good to have an idea of what flatters your body type and to go for dresses that would accentuate your best features, as opposed to what's trending or just what you see, you know, in the magazines.
Well, for me, I think it's subjective. It depends on whoever and the kind of woman you're going to marry. If you have it, fine. If you don't have it, fine. But for me, I'd go in for something $500. Yeah.
I think $5,000, because it's a wedding and you need to look like it's once in a while. So if you are buying, you have to buy something worth it.
I think for like 3 million, 2 million, that's good for a wedding gown.
Well, I don't think I have a specific amount for that, because I feel everybody has a different budget.
So I think it's wiser to rent a dress as opposed to buying a new dress. Some people rent dresses, but some people also want the novelty of wearing a new dress because they've dreamt of their wedding day for so long. So it's like they don't want to wear a dress someone else has worn already. Especially you're creating new memories. It's like it's kind of magical, you know, that day. It's, you know, it's a whole different experience. Also, the wedding dress process is also part of the event leading up to your wedding day. So it's a lot of excitement when you come for your first appointment. Some people come with their moms, some people come with their sisters. So just having that excitement, you know, oh my God, I'm getting married, you guys. So it's most times when people come to the store, they're like, oh my God, now I feel like I'm getting married because this is real, you know. I'm trying on dresses, I can see myself in in, particular dress. I can see myself on that day, so it's more real when they go dress shopping. It's part of the whole experience, part of the whole wedding experience. So it's not just about paying money. It's a whole emotional kind of roller coaster, the process. So even in terms of the fittings, they come with the chief bridesmaids, sisters. It's like a fun experience. So it's not just, let me just rent a dress. And that kind of takes away from the whole dress shopping experience. So it's more of an experience as opposed to a purchase for me, I think.
For a custom-made dress, I would look at 200, and then like something you want to hire should be about 70 or 80.
Let's use the price range of Nigerian designers. So you could find nice stuff for, say, 300,000 or less, 150. Yeah, it depends on your pocket.
Ooh, that one has to be like, go big or go home. Probably like 500K upwards.
I think a wedding dress should cost like 250, from 250 upwards, yeah.
Okay. Why do I think the trend of wearing 2 dresses for your wedding day has become popular? I believe that now the wedding day kind of extends, it goes on for longer. So we've seen where normally the weddings will end at about 6 p.m, but now weddings go on till midnight, till really late, and you have the wedding after party. And brides want to feel comfortable. The first look is, the traditional look. And so they go on for a second, more relaxed look for their reception. That's one of the reasons. Another reason is sometimes brides they can't decide between 2 dresses, and they really, really want, love the 2 dresses, but they can't pick one. So in that case, they buy the 2 dresses. So they wear one for the traditional ceremony and the church reception, and then they go on to wear the second dress at their wedding reception. So that way they've kind of, gotten their wish of wearing the 2 dresses instead of just choosing to wear 1 dress.
Depends on the bride in question, what she can afford, what her family can afford, and what the groom can afford.
It's the big day for the lady, and she really just wants to make it count. So everything has to be expensive.
I wouldn't know, to be honest, but I feel like the amount you can spend on it is your day. Like, if you have 1 million, spend 1 million. If you have 20K, spend 20K. Like, it's really what you can afford, if you ask me.
As a designer, it depends on the designer and the brand. My attire folk should go for my 100 and something, 200 and above. As a startup, they're looking at 50K, 60K, 70.
How do I handle a bride that cannot afford my services but wants to be styled by me? So I also kind of help with tips and styling advice. So, you can send me a message like, oh my God, I really want to dress by you, but I can't afford this. What do you think? So I kind of help them, guide them in choosing the right dress in terms of their body type and style. I also help them in choosing the accessories. So even if you're not able to get a dress from me, you can also get a consulting service from me.
Hi, my name is Tolu Ajibala. My wedding dress, I can't think of the amount, maybe $1 million. Yes, I want it really classy, yes, really classy, something that I can keep and just be looking at.
₦1 million is definitely realistic for a wedding dress. So it really depends on what the bride can afford and what look she's going for. A lot of, there's different costs involved, like the fabric cost, the style costs, where the dress is coming from, where the fabric is coming from. So that's definitely a realistic amount, as long as you can afford it and you want to look your best on your day. I think ₦1 million is not too bad.
Averagely, because of what the economy is like right now, maybe between 130 and 250, but then there are some that are way more expensive. Like if you want Vera Wang, you should be willing to pay that much. So yeah, I mean, you need to understand where your pocket is to decide, okay, I can go between this range and that range. So let's say between 130 and like 2 million. I've seen people pay over $1 million for wedding dresses.
Yes, I definitely agree with her. You need to understand where your pocket is. So if you can afford a dress from between 130,000 to 250, that's absolutely fine. You can get amazing dresses within that price range. as long as you know that, okay, so this is the price range, I can't go overboard. So the style can be overboard or the fabric can be overboard. So simple and classic and within budget, that's definitely possible.
It's not just a white dress. It's the fabric, the workmanship, the lining, and the fit. Even if you're shopping with a limited budget, your wedding dress is still probably the most expensive piece of clothing you will ever buy. It should look like it. Till next time, it's still wedding on a budget.